Manufacturers rate batteries in watt hours. If they rate the watt hour higher, the longer the battery can be expected to last. So that's an awkward sentence because there's a mismatch between if they rate and the longer. It would make more sense if it were something like the higher the rating, the longer the battery. That would be a natural construction. Or if they rate blah, 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 then blah, 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 blah. So A is not going to be correct. And notice that there's no other if anywhere in the answer choices. So really the if construction is out. So what we kind of have our eye out for is the higher the rating, the longer the length of the battery. And notice that is exactly what we get in C. So we're kind of disposed towards C as the answer right away. But let's just give everything else a glance here. Notice that B and D have this really awkward construction. It is that much longer that the battery can be expected to last. That's a very wordy, indirect way of getting to the point. Whereas if we say the higher the watting hour rate, the longer the battery can be expected to last, that's something much more direct. So B and D are just incredibly wordy. And then E has this phrase, the longer it is that the battery can be expected to last. This is what's called an empty it. In other words, that it is not referring to the battery, that it is referring to the entire process. And that's something that is almost never right on the GMAT, an empty it. And so E is wrong. And so indeed, the best answer is C. The higher the watt hour rating, the longer the battery can be expected to last.